Let's first talk a little bit about your business and how this all got started. When did you open up your doors?
We actually opened in October of 2020.
Right in the middle of a pandemic.
Right in the middle of the pandemic. People thought I was crazy. I kind of thought I was crazy too, but I'd been wanting to do this for 30 years at least.
Oh, wow.
And we looked at it a couple different times and just couldn't figure out how to make it work. And then when the pandemic hit, I saw all the clothing or fabric stores selling out of fabric because I was making masks. Everybody and their brother was making masks. So I thought, you know what, this would be the perfect time to have a fabric store and offer, those services to people. So, and I'd already been doing alterations for many, many years and had quite a robust clientele there. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to jump in with both feet and just started plugging along, and everything kind of fell into place. And we opened up in October, and business has consistently been growing ever since.
So what kind of services do you offer here? The title is so-and-so, fabric notions and more.
Yes, there's a lot more. I actually do alterations, as I mentioned. In fact, I am about 60 jobs out right now with over 170 pieces. So nobody brings me just one piece. They've been stacking things up for a while, and now that they have somebody local that does the alterations, they just bring me piles of things. So I'm running about a month out. My husband also does sewing machine repair. So he's been very popular as well. People don't have to drive to Prescott Valley anymore. And he's actually running about a month out on sewing machine repairs. So he's staying very busy there. We do classes. I keep them simple. I don't want people to get overwhelmed and think, oh, I can't do this. So I start out with very basic, how to use our sewing machine. Then we go into how to cut fabric if you want to get into doing clothing, because that's my forte, is more clothing. I quilt, but that's not what I do the most of. And then we do very simple classes like the pillowcases or tote bags or bowl cozies are always really popular. Self-finding quilts, very simple projects just to keep people interested.
There's a self-binding quilt?
It's self-binding quilt. It's very easy. Very easy.
Awesome.
There's no stuffing or anything in it. You just cut your backing 10 inches wider and longer than your fabric panel. And then when you get it all sewn together, it flips inside out, and you've got binding already right there.
Well, that's awesome.
Very simple.
Sounds about my speed.
Yeah.
So you don't have to have a lot of experience in sewing to come to the classes.
Not at all. Not at all. In fact, I have a lot of women that sewed a lot as kids, our generation.
Sure.
And then they think, hey, I want to get back into that. So they're coming back in and relearning, things, because the sewing machines have changed a lot.
Oh yeah.
From very simple, basic, straight stitch zigzags to these very fancy, convoluted, electronic things. They're kind of scary. They are kind of scary. And now we have sergers, and all these other kinds of things that really make sewing so much more fun, actually.
Once you get the
hang of it.
You know how to program, right?
Yeah. But yeah, it's going to be fun just to see how everything comes together. It'll probably be quite a mishmash, but kids aren't going to care. They're going to be happy to have a quilt. So.
Right.
It's just a fun way to get the whole community involved. They don't have to do a lot of work with it or anything. I'll be doing most of the work, putting it together and stuff, but I think it's going to be fun.
But that's awesome. That's such a blessing, I'm sure, to those kids.
Yeah, I think so.
It is.
Anything to help. I just can't imagine being in that situation. I've been so blessed, I was adopted by a wonderful, loving family and raised with siblings. We were all adopted together, and so we were very fortunate that we didn't end up in that type of a situation.
Yeah, what a blessing.
Yeah.